Hogwarts Legacy is for sure going to be the hot topic this week. That game and the stuff surrounding it is wild. I got some stuff to go over later that you are not going to believe when I tell you some of the stuff that's been happening with this game, especially now that it's out. It has been insane. But I wanted to come back to Velma. So there's two articles that I think go over some pretty interesting information. And you've got some damage control for the series from CBR that I think is fun to talk about. Because CBR is, without a doubt, probably one of the most garbage news outlets out there. And it's always fun to highlight their stupidity. But Velma's about done. The show is over this week. After the last two episodes come out, we'll finally have maybe some people update reviews and put new reviews in as they'll put a whole season review up. And what I'm really interested in seeing there is, can this series go below 40%? I think that it will, actually. The audience score, I think, is locked. It hasn't changed in a while. I don't think they're going to let it change. However, Velma could definitely drop into the 30s for critic scores, and I think that would be a great way to end this arc. We won't hear from this show again, probably for another year or two, and that's if they make a second season. Of course, we don't know what Mindy Kaling has to say. She's still radio silent on this show. She hasn't tweeted since the 17th of January. She is out traveling, though. She's out in Bollywood. Now, what I find funny about this is it's like, well, you don't have enough from trashing Hollywood. Here she is right here. This was on her Instagram. I don't think she's traveling. Speculation here is that she's looking for talent. She's just met up with the stars of the show Fabulous Lives of Bollywood Wives. As you know, Bollywood is actually really, really big. It's impressive how much they've managed to accomplish with that. But that is what we're at with Mindy. Nothing to say about Velma. And I would imagine she's going to stay quiet about it unless a second season emerges. And they have taken the steps to start a second season, which I think is absolutely hilarious. Will they make a second season of Velma? It's possible. They could actually do it, which would be hilarious because we're talking an incredible waste of money here if that happens. The show is, I can't imagine the show making money. I really can't. That's what I find kind of funny about this, is she's out there, obviously, I think probably looking for talent for a new program. And it's like, what a great example of failing upwards. Because now you have another shit show, a failure, probably a catastrophic failure that hasn't been seen in a long time. And it's like, no big deal. I'm still going to keep getting work. I'm still going to keep getting shows and movies. Despite overwhelming evidence that this is garbage, people still praise it like it's doing well. CBR.com here, proving themselves to be complete clowns and morons, once again, saying Velma's terrible reviews may end up saving the show. Repeating that bullshit from Parrot Analytics that makes it sound like this show is doing really well. They don't just take views, they take people talking about a show, and they don't differentiate between people talking positively and negatively. People that are talking negatively about this show aren't going to watch season 2. They're not watching season 1 either. What they're doing is watching the endless content of people making fun of this show, and they're watching it because it's entertaining. It's more entertaining to make fun of this show than watch it. They're not watching the show. A YouTube video doing well doesn't mean that Velma is doing well, especially if the videos are trashing this shit show. But CBR has to ride the fence. They have to ride the fence because While they'll put articles out making fun of Velma, they'll also put out a shitload of articles defending Velma. Because at the end of the day, they're a defense task force for Hollywood. They are shills. They have the dick and balls firmly in the mouth, and they've got to work it really good so Hollywood can keep going and keep it up. And that's the job of a fluffer. CBR.com, I think of them as like the porn industry has fluffers. That's CBR.com. They are the fluffer of modern entertainment journalism. So Mindy, what's interesting about Mindy is, and this is what I find funny. So Sportskeeda puts this out. The Velma controversy just got a little worse for Mindy Kaling, and that's because you've got people calling her and the show racist. It's funny to see this because you've got that Proud Family show going way overboard with it, but that show doesn't get nearly the amount of hate that this show gets. Because keep in mind, people with this show, both the left and the right dunk on it. But with Proud Family, they completely ignore it. I guess maybe because it's a little bit more popular and maybe they don't know about Proud Family. That show is disgusting. Disgusting. But what's funny is people are outright calling out the racism of this show because the show obviously hates white people. Every other joke is, oh, Fred this, Fred that. Oh, it's because he's a white man and all this stuff. They also go after men. Velma's latest episodes also face criticism for the depiction of men in the episode. The lead character realizes that everyone trusts and helps men, leading some viewers to ask why the series depicts men as privileged and easy. The only positive post in a quick search was from someone claiming that the show informs girls and women that their worth matters. However, it is unclear if this post is a parody or a genuine expression of support for the show. And that's true. It's hard to tell anymore when it comes to these people because you can't tell if they're being fake or real. You can't tell. But that's another thing this show does is attacks men. It attacks men, saying men are shit. So it's no wonder that they don't like your show. Here's another article. Mindy Kaling's latest Velma episode ousted for blatantly hating on men. It sparks a debate on the portrayal of men on the show. That's because she played this guy right here. She pretty much cross-dressed, and then they have her running around acting like life's so easy. And it's just, it's such a joke. Like, here's this one. Dog Biscuits says, I don't disagree that something like Velma that is just looking to belittle men all the time is not a good representation of women. I used these as modern examples of great female characters. Classic Jill is a great example, but I'm afraid it's lost in a sea of bad examples. I don't agree with Abby, but I do agree with Jill, Laura Croft. I think that they're all fine, but it's just funny to see this play out. But Mindy looks like it's going to be fine for her. Already working maybe on a new project. So she's on a holiday or scouting for a movie. I think she's scouting for a movie. How do people that fail over and over again just keep getting more and more work? I mean, it's a big problem, especially in Hollywood. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Check out my Rumble and Locals, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my Locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my Locals.